Hey, that's a cool puppet.
Sure is, Happy. You want to know how it's made?
Sure do, so I can make one at home.
Alright, you're going to need some special materials to make this very wonderful scarf puppet.
Like these,
Let's
Rose?
see what you got here, Happy. Alright, let's dump them all out here on the floor. Okay, we've got a piece of fabric.
My favorite color.
Oh, and this fabric is 30 inches by 20 inches. And it's sheer fabric, it's really lightweight, which works perfect for these scarf puppets. Now, we also need some beads. We've got 4 beads that are this size. These are going to be the hands and the feet. A larger bead, and this is going to be the head.
Hey, Rose, where can I find all this stuff?
Well, you can find it at a craft store like Michael's or Joann's or any place that you get craft supplies. You also need 2 standard pencils like you would find in school.
Oh, I love school.
Yeah, you learn a lot in school. And these are going to make our control bar like this. And we also have 3 pieces of string. We've got 1 piece of string that's about 12 inches long. That's going to be for the head. And then we have 2 pieces of string that are about 16 inches long, and those are going to be for the hands.
Like string cheese?
Not really the same thing. String cheese is for eating. A few other things you're going to need some tools for all of this. You're going to need like a yardstick to help you measure your fabric and your string. Throw that over there. And you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut your fabric and your string.
I need an adult's help to use those.
That's right. You also need a parent to use a hot glue gun.
Hot.
Because it's hot. It gets hot. So make sure you have adult supervision, okay, Happy?
Okay, Rose.
Alright, so first we're going to put the head on the fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the fabric in half long ways like this, and that helps us find the center of the fabric. Does that make sense?
Sure does, Rose.
Alright, now what we have to do is we have to put this corner of the fabric through this bead. Now what I find helps a lot is if I tie one of these strings around the scarf, and then with the other piece of that string you can actually put it through the bead and pull it out the other side. Now very carefully pull the fabric through the bead, see? And it pops through the other side.
You're doing a great job, Rose.
Now I pull this fabric through as much as I can, and then I'm going to tie a knot in the top.
Oh.
And then that is going to make the head of our puppet. So now we're going to basically do the same thing with the hands and the feet. So now we're going to do one of the hands. So I've tied the string around the fabric. Now I'm going to thread it through one of these beads. Now I want to go ahead and make a knot, and then you can pull the bead back down to the end and you've got a hand. Do you think you can do this with your stubby fingers?
Oh, I can sure
Alright,
try.
well, if you have trouble, just ask an adult because, you know, they're helpful with this sort of thing. I'm going to do our other hand. Do, 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 do. And ta-da! Alright, look, we've got a head and 2 hands now. It's all coming together. Whoa! Alright, now we're going to do the feet. Lickety-split. We're doing the same thing with the feet. I like to make the feet a little bit longer, just so that it's a little more defined. And look at what we have. Whoops. We got a head, 2 hands, and some feet. Alright, can you guess what's next?
The strings?
Strings, that's right. We've got to tie strings to the hands and the head. And we don't have to worry about putting strings on the feet because the scarf will help us move the feet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tie the head string. So I'm just going to kind of pull the head down a little bit, and I'm going to tie the string between the knot and the bead. And I'm going to tie a few knots just to make sure it doesn't come undone. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the hands. And we want to try to leave as much string as we can so that we can attach it to the control bar once we get to that point. Alright, and we're almost done. This is exciting. Oh, thank you. I don't think I've ever been pet by a dog. Okay, here we go. Almost done. Almost.
Hey, Rose, what's a marionette?
A marionette is a puppet that works using strings.
Like me.
Exactly. Now there are all different kinds of puppets. There are hand puppets where you use your hand to make the animal talk, or the person, or the puppet, whatever that puppet may be. There are shadow puppets where you use light and shapes to make shadows. But you're a marionette because you've got strings. All right, Happy. We've got strings on the head and the hands. So now our next step is we've got to make our control bar so that we can attach the strings to the control bar. Then we'll be ready to play with our marionette. Are you ready?
Oh.
Measure your pencil and find the middle. Attach your other pencil to the first pencil. Make sure that these two pencils are perpendicular and make a T. Now add a little extra glue to make sure that your pencils stay together. Alright, Happy, now it's time to attach our puppet to our control bar that we just made. But you know, it sure would be great to have some help. I sure could use a hand. Oh, awesome, perfect. You can hold that in place. What we'll do is we'll attach the head string first. The head string is going to go to the back of our control bar. So, hold that in place, and I'm going to tie it. Alright, so now we've got the head string attached. Now we're going to attach our hand strings. And we want the hands to be a little bit lower than the head so that, you know, they're not way up here the whole time. So let's go ahead and attach one hand over here. Now we've got to make sure that this hand is about the same height as our other hand. Alright. Now once you've figured out exactly the right height of your hands and your head, it's very helpful at this point to put a little bit of hot glue on the end of each string just to attach it to the control bar because we don't want them to slide off. Alright, Happy, there we go. We've made our very own Scarf Marionette. What do you think?
I think it's wonderful.
Awesome.
How does it work? What does
Well,
it
it
do?
can walk, it can dance, it can swing, it can climb, it can crawl.
Can it do the can-can?
I think we can do the can-can. We'll have to practice that. So stay tuned for some more instruction on how to make it work. Dun, 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 dun.